Hello and welcome to this episode of my tutorial videos. Today's topic is calculation of slope of indifference curve by using calculus. The slope of an indifference curve is determined by the utility function. You see, there can be different slopes of indifference curves. Okay, different slopes. Now the slope is determined by the utility function of the consumer. Let the utility function of the consumer be u equals to x square y square. This is the utility function of the consumer. Therefore, root over u is equal to xy or y equals to root over u divided by x or y equals to root over u into x to the power minus 1. Okay. Now we will differentiate y with respect to x. So differentiating y with respect to x, we get dy dx is equal to root over u minus 1 into x to the power minus 1 minus 1. Okay? Or dy dx is equal to root over u minus 1 into x to the power minus 2. Right? Or dy dx is equal to minus root over u divided by x square. Okay. Now we are putting the value of root u here, or dy by dx is equal to minus root over u is xy divided by x square. Putting the value of root over u. Correct? So this is the slope of indifference curve. Dy dx is the slope of indifference curve. So this becomes what? Minus y by x, that is equal to minus y by x okay. Now since indifference curve slopes downward as the consumer purchases more of x, sacrificing y, dy dx is negative. For any negatively sloped curve, dy dx is negative. Therefore, minus dy dx is equal to y by x. But for all practical purposes, that is for doing sums or solving problems, this minus sign is ignored. Now suppose the values of x and y are given. Suppose if x equals to 2, y equals to 3, therefore dy dx would be y by x 3 by 2. Correct? So we have learned how to calculate the slope of an indifference curve by using calculus. This is the utility function of the consumer, that is u means utility equals to x square y square. Therefore root over u equals to xy or y equals to root over u by x, that is root over u into x to the power minus 1. Now we differentiate y with respect to x. Dy dx equals to root over u minus 1 x to the power minus 1 minus 1, that is equals to root over u into minus 1 into x to the power minus 2. So dy dx becomes minus root over u by x square. Now we put the value of root over u in this equation. So we get dy dx equals to minus xy by x square, that is equal to minus y by x. Now since indifference curve is downward sloping, dy dx is actually negative. But for all practical purposes, we ignore this negative sign. Okay. Now if the values of x and y are given, then we can put the values of x and y to find out the slope of IC. Here x equals to 2 and y equals to 3. So dy dx equals to 3 by 2. That is slope of the IC the consumer is having is 3 by 2. If this is the utility function of the consumer and if these are the values of x and y, then slope of IC is equal to 3 by 2. This is how we calculate the slope of an IC by using calculus. Okay, right. So yeah. We have learned how to calculate the slope of an IC with the use of calculus. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Please be in touch. Please like and subscribe our videos. Okay. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Stay well.